Yes, my good people, what is going on? Welcome back to the channel. I am Jay London. This is FPL of the day, and in this video we're going through the ultimate transfers for game week 31 and beyond as well. So whether you've used your wild card, you haven't used your wild card, you've got like 1, 2, 3 hits left. I don't even know if you've got 2, 3 hits left. How have you even done that? You're rolling transfers. No matter what you're doing, this is going to help with your future transfers and planning ahead. All right, so get yourself comfortable. I'm going to pick five of the best players that I'm currently feeling. I'm going to have some nice juicy differentials at the end as well, because I know you love those. Before we begin, I need to say a massive thank you as always, because you are helping me climb up the ranks. We are now over 900 subscribers. If you're just discovering this content for the first time, please, I'm trying to get to 1,000. Hit that subscribe button, leave a little like, and let's begin the ultimate transfers for game week 31. Boof! Okay, so before we get started, I've got to go through a few things, a few caveats to say. Like, first of all, I'm recording this before the end of the FA Cup games. Now, obviously, the double game weeks in 33 heavily depend on the FA Cup results. So, as it stands, the teams that I'm assuming that are going to be doubling in game week 33 are as followed: Brighton, Burnley, Leicester, Man United, Newcastle, Arsenal and Southampton. The teams that we expect to be blanking in 33 are Aston Villa, Leeds and Wolves. I know it's game week 31, but I'm talking about 33 because I need to prepare you not just for 31, 32, 33 and 34 as well. So the other thing that I need to mention is I'm going to try and make this as nice, as simple and easy and straightforward to follow. You know me, I'm about the eye test. I'm a man that likes watching football, watching players play and then picking the players that are performing the best on the pitch. I know a lot of people are into XG and stats and all of that stuff, which I appreciate, but for me it's all about the eye test. So hopefully this helps whether you're into your XG stuff or you're not into your XG stuff. Either way, these are going to be the 5 best players that I feel we need to be looking at going into game week 31 and beyond. The other thing that I'm going to say is, obviously this video is not going to be about players that I assume you already own. So I'm not going to be talking about Harry Kane, Son, Salah, Trent, even though he's injured now. Like, players like that I assume are already in your team. So these are going to be players that I feel are going to be great for you going forward, that you might not have already identified, or maybe you have identified and you're umming and ahhing, but we're going to talk about them a little bit further. So let's begin. Let's not waste any more time. I'm going to start with the person who is probably the most obvious out of the 5, and that is Weghorst. I know what you're thinking. I know what you're saying. I was actually one of the people. I was one of the people that captained Weghorst the last time that he had a double, the last time that he trapped us, and he did absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. He didn't even look like he was going to do anything. It was a shambles. But here we are again. He has a double in 31 and he has a double in 33. Also, hope you like the new graphics as well that I put together. Shout out to you guys that were feeling it on Twitter. Let me know down in the comments if you do like what's going on here. Maybe we keep that going forward into the next videos. But yeah, back to Weghorst. Game week 31 and 33, he is guaranteed to have a double game week. So that's 5 games in 3 game weeks. We cannot ignore that. We simply cannot ignore that. We need to put emotions aside. I know he messed us up the last time that he had a double, but come on. Man City, obviously, we don't expect him to be getting much there, but who knows? Maybe something can happen. Everton, we expect maybe Burnley to be, that's like one of their best chances to be scoring some goals. The fixture in 32 is Norwich, then West Ham and Southampton for a nice double. So I have every confidence, half confidence, that Weghorst, if anyone's going to be scoring goals, if Burnley are going to be getting some returns, Weghorst is going to be involved in this. And playing teams like Everton, Norwich and Southampton, who don't focus too much on defence, if I'm being kind, it looks like Weghorst is going to be the best option. So for 6.5, if you still got players in your team like, I don't know, King, Dennis, Antonio, then this is the perfect replacement, because yeah, he's got 5 games in the next 3. Obviously minutes and stuff we're not going to pay too much attention to, because he's only just joined the team, he's only just joined the Premier League, he's only managed to score 1 goal so far. So I'm assuming for the rest of this run, playing teams like that, he's going to be a nice choice. Wolves in 34 obviously could be a little bit of a tricky one for him, but we know that Wolves have been up and down lately. So I'm only going to focus on those 5 games in the 3 game weeks. I'm assuming he's going to play all of them and get all the minutes, because Burnley don't have another striker, really and truthfully. So Weghorst for me is the first person on the list, and one of the 5 that I feel that you should definitely have in your team, and is on the ultimate transfers. Who's next? Harvey Barnes. So I've gone with Barnes. This could also be Maddison as well. So if you are a Maddison fan, this could easily be him as well. One of the two lads in midfield. The reason I've gone for Barnes is because we're still not 100% sure on what's going on with Maddison. He's been in and out of the team. Sometimes he's like been rested. Sometimes he's making appearances off the bench. Sometimes he's starting. Sometimes he's scoring 5 goals. Who knows what's happening there? But Barnes seems to be the person that is in the best form at the moment, and is getting most of the minutes. So you can see it there. He's played like over 1,400 minutes. He's managed to get 3 goals, 7 assists. Points are looking quite good for that price point. I know a lot of people are talking about, or have been talking about, Rafinha, good value for money. Don't even get me started with that guy. But for 6.5, 83 points, isn't too bad so far for the season. So yeah, Harvey Barnes is looking nice for the fixtures that Leicester have got coming up. We know they've also got some fixtures that they need rescheduling. Crystal Palace in 32. 33 is Newcastle and Everton. Again, 2 defences that are very, very shaky, very wobbly. And while we're talking about wobbly defences, Man United in game week 31, I'm not ashamed to say it. I mean, take it from a Man United fan who watches every game. We are rubbish at the back. So there's nothing to suggest that Barnes cannot do some damage in game week 31. No more needs to be said. If you do prefer Maddison, that's also a good pick. You might even want to go with both of them. But Barnes is a second player on the ultimate transfers list. Who's next? This man. This man right here. And it's not a knee-jerk. It's not a knee-jerk at all, because I had Havertz. If you check the FPL of the day tweets, you will see that I was very, very much tipping Havertz to be the person that is going to be highly transferred in on the next wildcard drafts and all of that stuff. And then he went on to score some goals, and now everybody's looking at him. He's 7.8, still a pretty good price point. Remember, he started the season a bit more than that. He now looks like the cemented first team striker. He's getting ahead of Lukaku. He's playing great. Seems like he is now adjusted to the Premier League, and Chelsea's fixtures look great for the next 4. I've put a TBC on that Leeds fixture because, yeah, they will be playing Arsenal in 33. They will also be playing Leeds as well if the FA Cup games don't go the way that we assume they're going to go, but it's very unlikely. So I'm going to assume that they haven't got a double game week. But this video isn't only about players that have got double game weeks. We're picking the best players for the next sort of 4 to 5 game weeks. And look at those fixtures. Brentford, Southampton, Arsenal could be tough. West Ham, who knows what could happen there with Chelsea in the form that they're in. I really like the look of Havertz. We're really struggling with strikers at the moment as well. So it's nice to have that out of position midfielder who plays as a striker because he's getting more points anyway. And someone like Havertz allows us to do that. I know midfield is a bit tough at the moment because there are quite a lot of places. There's loads of people to be getting in there. We've just spoken about Harvey Barnes and Maddison and players like that. There is also another midfielder coming up. But for 7.8, in a team that is playing as well as Chelsea, that looks as nailed as he is, Havertz has to be in the ultimate transfers for game week 31 and beyond. No more needs to be said. Who's next? Another midfielder, my boy Martinelli. I really like this guy. I really, really do like this guy. And it pains me to say that because I have so many friends that are Arsenal fans and they're just annoying. But Martinelli is a great talent. And I really do love watching him play. You guys know me. You know that I'm all about the eye test. You know that I love watching people play. I love seeing like how they perform on the pitch before I start talking about XG and predicted stats and all of that data. Even though I do appreciate that. But yeah, whenever I watch Martinelli, he just looks amazing. And look at the price. At the time of recording, he's 5.3 million. There is no reason why this man cannot be in your team, playing teams like Crystal Palace, Brighton, Southampton. Chelsea's going to be tough. Man United, there could be a few goals in that game as well. He's managed to get 5 goals, 4 assists, 77 points. If we're talking about players for 5.3 million, 77 points, that is not bad at all. We're approaching the end of the season, so we're starting to see the players that have been performing. And yeah, obviously we know that he struggled with a lot of injury. Now he looks like he is back and fully capable to continue keeping his place in the team. There's no need to try to get in like an enabler when you've got someone like Martinelli for 5.3. Like, remember when we was putting in Brownhill? We don't need to do that anymore. Who's next? Number 5, as you can see, is my boy Jadon Sancho. So we've kind of been waiting to just find a Man United forward that seems to be nailed. And at the current time, it looks like Sancho is that guy, all right? Because Greenwood, we don't need to talk about. We all know what's going on there. Alanga is in and out of the team. Rashford looks out of favour. Ronaldo is like injured, then he's not injured, then he's injured, then he's not injured, then he's scoring a hat-trick. Cavani, same for him as well. He's in and out of the team. I've noticed that Sancho seems to be the person that continues to start week after week. And for 8.9 mil, for a Man United player who has got a double in 33, I know Liverpool are in there, but, you know, it's a nice little rival clash. So who knows what could happen in those type of games. He's playing Leicester in 31, and we all know how bad Leicester have been at the back. Then Everton, and we all know how bad Everton have been at the back. Then Norwich, and we all know how bad Norwich have been at the back. So there's nothing to say why Sancho cannot go along and get some nice returns in those next 3 fixtures. And then you add the likes of Liverpool and Arsenal, who are going to be rivals, and both teams are going to be up for that, I hope. So he is the last person in the ultimate transfers. But we're not going to end it there, because obviously I've got some differentials for you. So shout out to everyone that got involved on the FPL of the day Twitter and asked for some nice juicy differentials. So let's get into it. Let's start with the goalkeepers, Nick Pope and Kasper Schmeichel. Right. To be honest, I'm saying that they're differentials, but Pope and Schmeichel are probably the best 2 goalkeepers going into these next few fixtures. They're still from 2 defences that I do not trust. So that's why I didn't even speak about them on the list of players that we just went through. But if you look at the fixtures, Nick Pope has obviously got a double-double, so he's got a double game week in 31 and in 33. Schmeichel doubles in 33 as well. And then the fixtures in between aren't too bad for Burnley, but I just don't trust them, especially with that Manchester City fixture in 31. Knowing that Manchester City are chasing the league, like, they could really damage Burnley. So I don't know if I'd be confident to go with Pope. And then, yeah, sticking with Manchester City players that are going for the title, Stones is obviously in there because it looks like Diaz might be out for a little bit longer. Obviously, at the time of recording, if that has changed and Diaz is back, then that alters things a little bit. Walker-Peters I've put in there again because of that double in 33. I suspect Walker-Peters to have a double in 33. I think it's unless Southampton beat Manchester City in the FA Cup, which none of us are expecting to happen. Andy Robinson's in there because he's quite expensive and a lot of people can't get to him. You could also go for like someone like Mane or Diaz if you can get to them. Like, if you can afford them as a differential, I really do like the sound of that because, yeah, Liverpool and Manchester City are both teams that really need to be attacking the league. So there's nothing to say like a player like Mane or Diaz can't be in there, or Jota, but the only reasons that I haven't put them in there is because of that rotation risk, especially players like Jota. We don't know how much minutes they're going to get. Now that Firmino is back and Diaz is in there, who knows what could happen. I've gone with Pereira out of all the Leicester boys because I feel like he is the most attacking. But again, we don't really know how nailed on that Leicester defence is. And if anyone's going to be getting some attacking returns from defence, I assume it's going to be him. Moving on to midfield, we've got Foden in there. Can you imagine we're talking about Phil Foden as a differential? It's crazy. They're playing Burnley in 31. Foden's looked the most nailed out of that combination of Grealish and maybe Sterling could be argued there, but players like Grealish and Jesus and Foden, we don't really know who's going to be starting, and Mahrez, but he's actually a differential. If I was making a wildcard for 31, maybe I'll do a video. I might even go for him and Havertz in the team because they could both be affordable. But so is Ward-Prowse. Big shout out to FPL Scotty on Twitter. I know you're going to love this one, but it's about time that we put him in the team. He's got a double game week, we assume, in game week 33. And yeah, for 6.5, why not? Why not go for someone like Ward-Prowse if you want a little bit of a differential pick? That's just for you, Scotty. Next to him, I've gone for Tielemans, and this is because of his penalty-taking abilities. So it looks like Tielemans might not be staying at Leicester for next season. So this is a nice time for him to pull his act together and really show why clubs should be coming in for him before the transfer window. And the fact that he's on penalties, especially while Vardy is out, means that he's a nice person to have in the team. So yeah, Tielemans, again, I don't feel like he would be in my own team, but for 6.4, you wanted a differential. It doesn't get much more differential than that, right? Kulusevski I've put in there, but I know a lot of people do own him, but I still do feel like people are favouring Son and Kane over Kulusevski if they can get to Son and Kane. But if not, there's nothing wrong with Kulusevski. I like the look of him. And for 6.2 mil, like, he's a nice pick. The only reason why he's not in like the 5, because I feel like you already know about Kulusevski, and he's not got any double game weeks in that run up. And then the forward lineup is Chris Wood, Richarlison, and Shea Adams. Shea Adams, again, I'm giving him some love because of that predicted double game week in 33. It could be Broja. I know a lot of people do love Broja, so you could go for Broja instead. Richarlison, again, because of that double in 31, which is probably going to be a trap. Let's be honest. I mean, how many people are going to be transferring in Burnley and Everton players? I've already spoken about the one that I feel is probably the most valuable, which is Weghorst. But yeah, if you want to attack that 31, that double there, then Richarlison looks like the best forward, especially because we're quite scarce on forwards at the moment. Iheanacho could be a person if you want to go for him, depending on whether Vardy's going to be fit or not. He looks like the person that's going to be starting up front for Leicester. Daka's been out ill for a little while as well, which obviously does help. And Chris Wood, why not? They've got a double in 33. Chris Wood looks like the person that's going to be the first on the team sheet for Newcastle, and they need to keep on winning some games. So if there are going to be some goals, perhaps they come from Chris Wood. So there you have it. I don't expect anybody's team to look like this, but if you want some juicy differentials, then you've got some juicy differentials there. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. So there we go. The ultimate transfers for game week 31 and beyond. I've only gone with 5. I'm probably going to need to update this and go with a few more. I'll probably do a team selection video as well before game week 31 to show you what the rest of the team could potentially look like. But let me know what you're saying. What player have I missed? Put it down in the comments below. Is there anyone that you feel that we should 100% be looking at and targeting for game week 31 and beyond? Leave a little comment and let me know what you're doing for 31. Have you got your wild card ready? Are you going to be activating that? Hopefully this video has helped you with some of those players. Maybe you've got a free hit left, so you don't mind taking a few risks, a few punts, a few gambles, and you like the nice differential team that we just did. Let me know down in the comments below. And as always, if you have enjoyed the content, please do subscribe. We are on the way to 1,000, and then that is literally going to make my season. I'm trying, like, if we get to 1,000 before the end of the season, I might have to just make another video just like thanking every single subscriber or something like that. Hopefully this has helped. I will see you on the next one. Leave a little like and good luck.